What's up, guys? How you guys doing? Welcome to 32 Teams, where I review all 32 teams in the NHL after the 2022-23 season. This series will consist of an overview, the regular season, player stats, team stats, and my overall opinion about the team. We finished the Western Conference, and now we're in the Eastern Conference. Today, we will review the Pittsburgh Penguins. Let's get started. The NHL franchise founded on June 5, 1967, and throughout its 56th season with the 2022-23 Pittsburgh Penguins. The season saw Evgeny Malkin, Chris Letang, and Sidney Crosby participate in their 1,000th NHL game, making them the first players in team history to accomplish this milestone while participating in all 1,000 games for the Penguins. Sorry. On April 12, 2023, after the New York Islanders defeated the Montreal Canadiens, they were eliminated from playoff contention, missing the postseason for the first time since 2006, and their 16-year streak of consecutive appearances in the playoffs among the four major North American sport leagues came to an end. There was many up and downs for the Pittsburgh Penguins. Pittsburgh ended the season with a record of 40-31-11. The Pens missed the playoffs for the first time in 16 years, when they finished third in the Eastern Conference fight for two wildcard slots. Pittsburgh had a tremendous shock when this run was broken, and many committed fans were saddened. Crosby, Malkin, Kuznetsov, and Rickard Rakko combined for 124 of the 261 goals scored by the Penguins, making them the team's leading scorers. Over 27 goals were scored by each of these players, with Kuznetsov, the highest scorer of the Penguins, scoring 36. The Pens were able to score 3.18 goals per game because of their top-heavy offense. The record-breaking Boston Bruins, in comparison, averaged 3.67 goals per game. Overall, the Pens' offensive showed promise, but ultimately it depends on each game. Even though the Penguins did not make the playoffs this year, they still played well. The Penguins started the season with a 6-2 win against the Penguins, and they continued to win streak till the next game. Their first 5 games were pretty good, as they went 4-1, not losing a game in regulation. However, they faced a major losing streak for the next 7 games. They lost every game, which changed their record to 4-6-2. In October, they went 4-1. As I already provided, they had a large losing streak, which led to the first 3 games in November. They were able to come back by winning 7 of the next 9 games, and were able to improve their monthly record to 7-4-3. In December, they had a great month. It was their best month of the year and the season. They won their first 7 games in December, and it surely showed how great they were. They ended the year badly with a 4-game losing streak, but their first 7 games were able to make up for it. Their December record was 8-3-2, and their 2022 year record was 19-11-6. This wasn't surprising, as they were a great team for years now, and they made the playoffs for the last 16 years. Pittsburgh was playing well and was capable to make the playoffs, but can they continue their winning record and make the playoffs? The Penguins started the 2023 year with 3 straight losses. January was okay. They went 5-5-3, which did okay for the record. In February, it was another okay record where they went 6-5-0. The Penguins for the last 2 months have had okay records, but they need to win more games, as they are on the edge of making playoffs. March was another okay month where they went 7-7-1. Most of these months haven't improved or gotten worse, which is actually not that good because of how close they are to making the playoffs. They have 2 win to win more games, and having these months are not okay and need to have more wins. April was their final chance they needed to win. April started off decent, where they won 3 of the first 5 games. They had 2 games left, winning one of the two would almost guarantee playoff contention. They played against Chicago and lost 5-2. Their final game was against Columbus and lost 3-2 in overtime. This gave them their final record of 43-11, or 91 points, just 1 point off from the playoffs. The 2023 year was what cost them the playoffs. All their monthly records were all mediocre and didn't have a single good record. The point leader for Pittsburgh is obviously Sidney Crosby. He had 93 points in 82 games. He's a veteran of Pittsburgh and is with the team for 18 years. He's probably the best player in the last decade, and maybe for the franchise, other than Lemieux. And he just keeps consistency, what makes him such a great player. Next is Evgeny Malkin, who had 83 points in 82 games. He's another veteran of Pittsburgh and played for them for 17 years. He and Crosby are such a great duo for the Pittsburgh Penguins, but sooner or later, one of them will retire. Jake Kuznetsov is another great player for Pittsburgh, who has 73 points in 78 games. There are a lot more great players on this team who have also been with this team for a long time, such as Brian Ross and Chris Letang. Now let's move on to the goalies. There is Tristan Jarry, Casey DeSmith, and Dustin Tokarski. Tokarski only played 2 games, so I'm not going to really count him. And anyways, he is with the Sabres right now. And Casey DeSmith was second in most games he played for Pittsburgh. Yeah, 3.17 goals allowed average. Yeah, 15, 16 for record and a .905 save percentage. Not too bad. It's an okay. It's decent. But the Smith is actually with the Canadians, so we cannot include him. He had a good season though, but for next season he won't be here. So which leaves to only Tristan Jari, who had a 24, 13, 7 record, a pretty good record, a 2.9 goals allowed average, which is decent, and a .909 save percentage. Obviously, Jari played the most games and had probably the best goalie. Was probably the best goalie for Pittsburgh this season, which the stats really do show it. He had a pretty decent season for him, better than the two goalies, and honestly, I would count on him for next season. Pretty good season, and yeah, these are the goalies and the player stats. Let's move on to the team stats. So now we have is Pittsburgh, who are ninth in face-off win percentage, 52.1%. Not too bad. Shots against Pittsburgh are I think I think I saw them. Pittsburgh, yeah, eighth, 32.8 shots per game. Not the greatest. Need to improve on the defense. Shots per game, 34.4. Tied with New Jersey Devils. It actually is higher than the Edmonton Oilers, which is pretty good of shots. You need a lot of shots per game, but they need to be in. Penalty kill. Pittsburgh are 16th, 79.1, exactly in the middle. A pretty okay penalty kill, not too bad. The power play, need a good power play. And do they have a good power play? They have. I think I skipped. I always skip Pittsburgh. I can't find them. Okay, 14 is 21.7%. Okay, it's okay. Like teams like Devils and the Capitals and the Golden Knights or Stanley Cup chance didn't have the best power play, which is okay, I guess. But you do need pretty good power play to be good with the to be a good team. It goes for Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh we just talked about goes for Pittsburgh are 16th, 3.18 goals for. Not too bad. It's okay. And yeah, honestly, it was an okay season for them. And Pittsburgh was just kind of okay for most of the stats. Oh yeah, goals allowed 3.29. I mean 3.21. Not bad. Really just a not bad season for them. Like they were very close to making playoff. Obviously, close is not close enough, but what can you do? They had a great season. They have to spend these last few years because these last few years, I mean, the last few years of Evgeny Malkin and Sidney Crosby, so they have to use them the best they could. And yeah, these stats really do show they were pretty good, but honestly, they weren't good enough. And hopefully, they will make the playoffs next year. But do I see it? Not really. Now, what's my overall opinion about the Penguins? I think they're a pretty decent team, but most of the players are close to retirement and are getting old. Many of their top players, such as Crosby, Malkin, Russ, and Letang, are getting old and soon to be retiring, which wouldn't be good for the Penguins. They don't have many young players on the team that they can rely on, which isn't good for the future. On my last note, the Penguins need to find great prospects and players that they can rely on in the future of the Pittsburgh Penguins. If not, they're in deep trouble. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I think most of my videos will be uploaded late because currently it's pretty late. Not too late, but not the most comfortable time for me. But trying to upload this video, trying to daily. I'm trying to bring that back. I don't know if I can, but we'll see. Hopefully you like the video. Like the video. If you don't like it, then I'm sorry. I don't like you don't like the videos, okay? Comment your opinion. Comment anything about this video if you think you agree with my opinion, or if you don't, comment anything. I'll reply to it. I know I will. And yeah, hope you enjoyed the video. Stay safe and have a great day, guys. See you.